Hello, just trying to get this sitting in the right place. I think I might have got it. Okay, hello everybody. Hello, my name is Kylie Welch and I am here to give you guitar lesson number 8. Over the last few days I've given guitar lesson number 1, which is based on a book called Guitar for Beginners, which I've written about 10 years ago, and it's successfully taught hundreds of students and adults and school age people, even like people in their 50s. They've learned how to play guitar, which I think is quite cool. I do believe it's got a 100% success rate. I do believe that everybody who has had the guitar lessons with me or has read through Guitar for Beginners with a tuned guitar has been able to learn the basic chords and has been able to play the guitar, at least play a few songs and play a few chords. So the Guitar for Beginners is the book that these lessons are based on, and it's supplied to you free on the Facebook page, or if you email me on my YouTube email that I've put up on the YouTube videos, then you can get the workbook for free. So I'm teaching from the workbook just to make sure that I don't miss anything, because I think that the 10 lessons are really important foundation, and I'm leaving these here recorded for the future so that other people can learn the guitar in the future. And one of the reasons I'm doing these guitar lessons is because I'm often asked to, if I do still teach guitar, but I haven't got time to, so I'm doing it now so that anyone can watch. I'm recording from Napier. I'm on the waterfront of Napier. Let's lift this up and see. This is my view from the scenic motel, Tepani, I think it's called. Yeah, and it's a beautiful place to be. I'm up here visiting my friend Kelly, who I grew up with, and it was really neat to see her and her 2 sons. Anyway, enough about me. Let me get on with the lesson. Today we're just going to, of course, like we do with other lessons, we're going to recap the lesson that we've just learnt, and we're also going to be looking at a couple of 7 chords: A7, D7, C7 and E7. And I'll bring the guitar a little bit closer while we learn. Okay, so in lesson 7 you learnt a nice new song. Can you remember what the song is? It was called 10 Guitars. I had a band of men, and all they do is play for me. They come from miles around to hear them. So it's a lot of D and A7, and if you wanted to sing along with me, I recommend going back to lesson number 7, because this is lesson 8. So it'll be lesson 7. Okay, so now that you know quite a few chords, let's choose 3 to warm up with. It's always good to have a warm up, and let's do some easy ones, shall we? We'll do D, A, G, C and F, because those ones are quite pivotal chords. And if I lean over to your right, my left, it's only because I'm looking at my laptop to make sure that I get the workbook contents right. Okay, so if you've got your guitar, it'd be cool if you could play along with me. So I'm going to do D, I'm going to do A, and then I'm going to do G. So of course you can do the real G, which is this one, or you can do easy G. Any one is fine, but I recommend that you work towards that G there. It's really good for you to play that G. And then we're going to go to C, and then we're going to go down to C the strings, and we're going to go F. So hopefully you're ready to play along with me. Nice simple strum, down, stop, down, stop. And I use my nails. My nails make quite a good pick. Down, stop, and I use the pad of this here, the palm, to stop. So when I'm going to stop, I do remember showing my students this: down, stop, like that. And some students would go down, stop, and that's fun. Always play over the sound hole. The only reason I'm not is because I'm trying to get into the camera. Okay, so let's play D. Let's try and get, there we go, so that you can see. And then we're going to go to A, which is 1, 2, 3. D and A are really common chords played together, and they sound gorgeous, especially with a G. And then we're going to go to G. D, A, G, G. And then we're going to go to F, C. 1, 2, 3. C. And then these two down a set of strings to make an F. And when you're playing F, just play those bottom strings, not the top two. Sounds better. If you play them all, the two that haven't got anything on there makes it sound a little bit too full. I got sore fingers. Have you got the calluses from playing the guitar? I'm definitely building them. See that one there? It's definitely getting, harder skin, which is awesome. That's what you want as a guitarist. Okay. One more round. We'll do this one or two more times. D, A, always in between the fret lines. G. So 1, 2, 3. Go to C. I'm going to stop and then transition. First finger on the B, second finger on the D, reach right over, and then that goes on the A. I notice I always put my pinky there, but you can just go like that. I think it helps me get the tip of my finger for that third finger. And then down a set of strings to F. Excellent. On D, always finish on the chord that you started from. Whenever you play a song, it's called resolving. You always resolve it. If you're starting a song on a C, it's always good to resolve on the chord that you actually finished on. No, the one that you started on. Okay, so let's have a read of what I've got here on page 45. Okay, introducing C, F, and G as a chord progression. Grouping chords together is easy. In an easy 3-chord song helps with chord changing. Chord changing takes time, and the good thing is the more you practice, the faster you can change from one chord to another. On the next page is a song that we learnt in lesson 2. And it's called Happy Birthday. Not only can Happy Birthday be played in D, A and G like we did initially, it can also be played on C, F and G too. So let's have a look at page 46 of the workbook. Okay, so it's C, happy C, C, then it's G, then G, happy G, G, and then it goes C, then C, happy C, C. Can you guess where it's going to go next? F, F, and then it goes C, G, C, happy C, C, G, C. So we've learnt Happy Birthday in D initially. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday everybody, happy birthday to you. And today we're learning Happy Birthday in the C. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, F, happy birthday everybody, C, G, C, happy birthday to you. Okay, so let's do that nice and slow. So remember C, it's your first finger goes on the B string of fret number 1, and then the middle one, Easter Bunny, goes driving, and the third one reaches way up until the A on the 3rd fret. I call this the stretchy chord because you have to stretch everything out. You know how I've given most chords a nickname? C for me is a stretchy chord. And remember, F is just these two go down. So it's up as a C, down one is the F, and this one stays where it is. C, F, C, F, C, and F. And we're actually going to G. So the G is the first finger goes all the way up to the A string on fret number 2. Third finger comes in up above it on the capital E, and the third finger goes on the little e. Believe it or not, when I play G, I like to put the bottom 2 because I like the sound of it, but G is actually that one there, and there's also easy G, which you're very welcome to play, at least until you get more comfortable with the transition. Alright, so we're going to do Happy Birthday, and we're going to start with C, and then we're going to go to G, keep going on G for a couple of strums, and then we're going to go to C, and then we're going to go to F, and then we're going to go to C, G, or easy G, and then C. So remember, sometimes some of the students that I would have over the years, one would play C, or one side of the room would play C if there was a big group of them, and the other group would play F, and one group would play G. If you feel comfortable, do all the chords. I'm going to play it nice and slowly so we can transition together. But if it's something that you don't feel comfortable switching to at the moment, because you've only had 8 lessons, so the expectation for you to change from C, F and G, you know, these things take time. But if you can do it, that's awesome. If not, feel free to either stay on the C or the G or the F, and just play when I'm strumming those chords. And C, and then G, and G, and then C, and then we're going to go to F, and C, and G, and C. I'm going to go a little bit faster now, see if you can change with me. Even if you go C to F, that'll be awesome. And C, and then G, and G, and then C, and then we go to F, and then C, G, C, and C, and G, and C. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday everybody, happy birthday to you. I think one of the reasons I like showing people how to play Happy Birthday is because you can play it, you know, a couple of times a year, and it's a really neat song. If people know that you're learning the guitar, and then you show them that song, it shows progress. So that's one of the reasons I like to teach people how to play Happy Birthday on the guitar. So, all right. So we're going to wrap up soon, but before we do, there's 3 chords that I want to show you. One is called A7, one is called D7, one is called G7. And we're covering that in lesson 9, but I just want to give you a bit of a preview. You've learnt A7. It was in that 10 guitar song. And then A7. So A7's a lovely chord. A minor and A. They're very common chords. And then there is D7, then there's G7. So let's have a look at A7. A7, first finger on the 2nd fret. Easter Bunny goes driving. It's on the D string. And then you leave a gap. And then your next finger goes on the B string. B for Easter Bunny, B for bunny. So there's a gap in the middle. So that's A. 7. Couple more strums. Don't forget to use the tips of your fingers. Do you know if your fingernails get too long, it's a little bit hard to play guitar? So as a guitarist, I try to keep my fingernails not too long. Okay, and then take your fingers off, shake them around. And now we're going to have a look at a chord called D7. So first finger on the 1st fret goes to the B string. The 2nd finger, it's actually a back to front D. 2nd finger comes in and onto the G string, and the last finger on the 2nd fret goes in on the little E, sorry. So that's actually a triangle chord backwards. And that's D7. Isn't it quite nice, eh? I like the Ds, they sound quite bright. And if we were to turn it around, it's a D. That could be a good bit of homework for you. Go D, D7, D, D7 10 times without strumming. D, D7. Okay, so let's take our fingers off, shake them around. This one we're going to learn, it's like a C, but it's more stretchy. So, you know, with C we go like this, and then with G7 you go up for those ones and down for that one. But we'll start from scratch. First finger goes on the little E, and then we're going to reach all the way up to the A string, and then all the way up to the capital E. G. So if you notice that's a G, you know, you could just put that one there, that's a G. But G7 has got this one on the little E. So it is like a C, isn't it? But it's just a bit more stretched out. It's G7. It's not a very common chord. It's a really good transition chord. So if you're singing like a Christmas carol that's got G, or a country music song, or something that's quite got a G in it, there's a G7, and then they go C. So, I mean, G7 is quite a nice transition chord. So you could go from G, G7, and C. Can you hear quite nice? It sounds quite nice together. G, G7, and C. Sorry, my guitar doesn't sound quite as sharp as it usually would, because this seat here, the seats that I'm using during the teaching, they've got arms, so I can't quite sit my guitar properly. Alright, so G7. I'll let you take a screenshot if you like. There you go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then there's A7. Take a screenshot if you like. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then go down a set of strings and bring into the D7, which is a backwards D. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So some people like to take the screenshots because then they can refer back to them later. Okay, so that's pretty much our lesson. Let's do one more round of happy birthday, and then you can go about your Saturday. Thank you for joining me. It's really nice to see you. And tomorrow is lesson 9. Which is pretty exciting, and then it's lesson 10, and maybe we could look at some other lessons after that, maybe some picking and learning some cool songs. One of the things my students used to like is learning new songs, so maybe after lesson 10 you can request some songs and we can learn them together. Okay, C, happy birthday to G, happy birthday to you, F, happy birthday everybody. C, G, C. Happy birthday to you. Awesome. Awesome. Don't forget to go and play happy birthday to your friends and family. You can either do it in D or you can do it in C, whichever you feel more comfortable singing in, or whichever key you feel more chord you feel more comfortable playing in. Alright. Bye. Nice to see you.